a new private key, and it'll give you the seed. I already have a seed, or like I already have a private key or whatever, or use a hardware device, which is actually kind of cool. It's a new feature. So I guess you could link that with your Ledger Nano or whatever.
Cool.
So let's say create a new seed. Okay. Save these 12 words on paper. This is the software wallet saying it. So the software wallet, this one, is prompting me to make a paper wallet like right now, which is cool. That's nice. And then never disclose your seed. And then what it'll do, well, you're not supposed to do this. Never do that. But then you want to type them from reading the paper. This is in here. Oh, let me paste. Nice. Perfect. Yeah. So you want to type it in.
Doesn't work.
So I guess for the purposes of the demo, I'm gonna have to write it in.
Go back and go back.
I can do this.
I
I literally cannot paste it anywhere.
Oh, you copied it.
I'm sure you cannot, but it won't allow you.
It won't let you be stupid.
So paste it on Word and hold it beside that one.
Yeah, it won't let you. It
Is
won't
it
let you be
copying
stupid
in the
unless
first
you
place?
really try.
Is it copying?
I don't think it's you copying.
It may not. Let's see if you can paste it in Notepad.
Oh yeah, it will. Yep. Okay, cool. So it did copy it. That's kind of funny.
You hit next, it clears your clipboard probably.
So now I'm gonna hit
So-
copy
Arrest, vacuum. What's cool about this method is the standardized method here that they use for generating the seed, like we said. And also the words don't start with the same characters. So let's say I have like, what's a good example? If there's a word that's like woman, there won't be a word woman. So they try to make it, because they will start with W-O-M-A. So they try to use different looking and spelling words so that you can't accidentally mess up. And like, instead of,
veteran.
Yep. So rack is a word, so I'm assuming a rock probably won't be, a possible word in the BIP, in the dictionary.
And
for
if
these
you were
words.
to actually, I think, forget one of the words, or
say
you put, for heavy, you put HEEVY, you can actually look up a list of every word that they use in this and try and figure out like what that word was.
It wouldn't be like super easy, but
no,
you could do it.
Like
I mean, if you had like $1 million
out.
of coin somewhere and you really wanted to get to it, you could spend a couple hours and probably figure it out. Or you could there's people who you can pay to like you can give them like a almost complete seed or almost complete private key, and they will basically they could brute force try to find the rest of it or whatever. It's not that hard to brute force to find the rest of it, but it's impossible to brute force to find the whole thing or like most of it. So that was right. Now it's gonna want me to put a password in, and that's weak. Oh, I have to make it the same. Yeah. Only a medium strength, and then encrypt wallet file. So if I check encrypt wallet file, when it saves this wallet file to my computer, which is about to do when I hit next, it's not going to save like the private key just unencrypted in the file. It's going to save it encrypted with that password. So if I have that file, it's totally useless unless I know this password. So put a password in. Also write that down. No, I shouldn't say that. If you have the private key, you're fine. But if you're only saving the file, like on a flash drive, and you forget the password, you can't open the file. But if you encrypt it. If you don't encrypt it, then you have the file, you're good. So I'm going to choose don't encrypt it, I guess. Whatever.
I would definitely encrypt it.
Well, yeah.
I would too.
I would definitely encrypt it.
If you at least
For right
encrypt
now, for the
it, somebody
purposes
gets
of-
on your computer.
For the purposes of this
gonna
demo,
slow
I'm
down
Your
a lot.
computer will
I'm not
be
going to.
owned
But-
by a hacker if it hasn't already.
You should
been.
encrypt it. But you could have a Trojan that's taking screenshots of your computer every second, gets your seed phrase.
Yep.
But you're right, encrypting it gives you an extra level of security, because then in the future, if there wasn't a Trojan and then in the future someone hacked your computer, they wouldn't be able to get your coins. So that's nice.
Unless their keylogger is watching the password you typed in too, which again, like it happened to me. I didn't lose anything, but like it happened. My entire computer got hacked by some Eastern European hackers, and within 30 minutes they had logged into one of my Poloniex accounts, and they were able to do it through a session on my computer. so they didn't have to do two-factor authentication or anything. They had a keylogger, they had a remote desktop, and it was just like a small little program I downloaded off of GitHub. So like it will happen.
Gosh.
So like I would not advise using software wallets at all.
Yeah.
Correct.
Keep it a cold wallet.
Yeah.
Throw
How
in.
did they get past your
Throw in.
2FA?
I was already logged in and had a session
basically
on my
put a
computer,
team viewers-
and so they masqueraded as my
As you.
computer.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't.
Like-
I mean, I
it's
don't.
like
I don't
saving
keep
your
anything on
password in the
exchanges,
browser.
so it wasn't a problem. But
Yeah. It's a good lesson. Yeah. There's all types of different attack vectors.
Yep.
If there's one that you can think of it, and there's hackers doing it, because there's so much money to be made, and there's even more money to be made as time goes on, as the price keeps going up. So there'll be more and more hackers, I guess.
So how do you protect against physical coercion? Somebody comes with,
Oh,
with
don't
a
tell
gun.
anybody you have any coins.
Somebody comes with a gun to your head and tell you
Oh,
your
they must know that you have a bunch of coins, I guess.
so
Well, there's some like Ledger has
Yeah,
a
exactly.
system where you can set up a fake password, so it'll open up your account, but with
No
only
way.
a couple coins in it, type of thing, or whatever you allocate. So it's
That's
an
cool.
advanced feature, so you want to know what you're doing, but.
So if someone holds a gun up to your hand, there's no way they can prove that there's not another account or password on there.
So that's with the hardware wallet.
So
I have that set up. I just want to know.
yeah. So here's an example of using Electrum, the software wallet. So please enter your password to view the keys because they're encrypted. So not even the software would know how to open it. So there's my seed. It was encrypted. I guess I checked unencrypted. I don't know why it's asking for my password. But anyways, always check encrypted. So private keys, I can export them. Still asking me for this thing. Should have just encrypted it. Please wait. So, warning, my private key is a secret. Obviously, I don't have any Bitcoin on this private key because I just created a wallet. Unless it's a collision, which it's not. But there's a private key. So that's the 64. I guess it's equal to the 64 hexadecimal digits. There's actually.
It looks
In
like
this
Electrum
case,
generated multiple
yeah.
private keys.
Yeah. In this case, it was letters.
I think it's all your private keys.
Yeah, all the private keys. So that's right. So usually a wallet will create multiple private keys for your one account.
For
which is-
Bitcoin.
Yeah, for Bitcoin in this case. So be careful with that. I guess it can be kind of confusing there. But here are your addresses. There are my receive addresses. And each one has a balance. So yeah. So in Ethereum wallets typically would just give you one private key and one public address.
Also, Ethereum doesn't use wallets; it uses accounts, and so your key would correspond to an account.
Mm-hmm. So there's differences abound. So I guess I don't even understand why are there multiple private keys and multiple public addresses.
Anonymity, so
Yeah.
it rotates through them. Like if you
rotates
receive on
through.
one, it'll use the next one
Okay.
next time, the next one next time.
Yep.
And so even
And there's
though
a
people
common
can,
master kind of seed that's generating all this.
right?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
called like
Yeah.
an HD wallet, right?
Yeah.
That's the term. Okay, HD wallet. Okay.
What does it
See,
mean?
there's stuff that I don't
Something
even really
deterministic?
understand. I mean, so in the beginning, it was just one public address to one private key in a
Yeah,
normal
single
wallet
address
in the
accounts.
beginning.
Yeah.
way
You could
long
create
ago.
another one. You could say create
Right,
another.
and so now
I think about
modern
like
wallets.
4 years ago, that, like back when
This
Bitcoin
happened.
could do updates, like they added that feature.
Yeah. So you have to keep up with technology.
Show how to send and receive.
So actually,
It's on one of the tabs. So.
oh yeah, send. Duh. Pay it to a. I guess I haven't used the Linux version. QR code. Oh, there's no QR code scanner on my laptop, but I could put in a.
Someone would email you their public address.
Oh, it wouldn't look like that. It would look more like
You go like Bitcoin scanner.
that. Well, it would be
and just put it
yeah. that's
Blockchain
true.
and info.
It would be just hexadecimal and numbers, right? So like this, something like that. Put a description in. Which would this description be appended to the?
to the blockchain.
No, probably not.
I
That's
mean,
not-
only
Just
a
to the wallet.
non-
Anyways.
Bitcoin
I
expert.
think it stores it in your Electrum wallet here, so
Okay,
you
sure.
have a record
So
of
you
what
know,
you're doing.
yeah. That's what, yeah.
So you can keep your shadow
It doesn't go in the header data of
Yeah.
IRS. But then you put in the amount
Yeah,
millibitcoins.
right. $100 coffee.
Oh, so they added in this version they added or recent versions they've added a fee kind of slider, so you can choose how quickly you want the transaction to go through the network, estimating based on your fee. So.
Should say never.
But it probably doesn't. Yeah, never. The higher the fee, the quicker you're.
Now we got some Bitcoin people here, and I own some Bitcoin as well, so it's fun to rip on it, but
Yeah.
let's be nice.
I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm just using it as an example. This is easy. All right, so it's simple. The first one. So preview. Oh, invalid lines found. Well, yeah, this isn't a valid address. That's why. But I'd hit send, and then it would send my payment to the network. It would sign the challenge and send it to the network. If I wanted to receive, I could just do this actually.
So
Copy this.
if I wanted to send you some cryptocurrency, and I have your address.
Yeah.
And I type it in Rob, it's gone forever.
Typically, there are functions that will that will only allow valid private or public addresses to be a certain format. So the checksum usually run on them, so they can only be a certain format, right? So if you mistype it, you're probably not going to collide with another valid one.
It would never be confirmed.
Does that make sense?
So it would eventually go back into your wallet.
But it wouldn't go through. Yeah.
But
it's possible to
every
mistype
time
it.
you punch in an address,
triple
check it.
Yeah.
There are viruses
Get
that
in the
will
habit.
replace your
That's
clipboard
right.
on your computer. As soon as you press Control V, it will hijack
change
it and
it.
put their own address in.
And people just copy and paste the wrong thing and send $100,000 off.
Absolutely.
Or you send an Ethereum to a
Absolutely.
Bitcoin address or blah blah blah.
Do
whatever.
not
It
send
happens.
without triple checking.
Or you send Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin network.
Yeah, I would say never type them in manually, and always
That's
check
right.
a couple digits anytime you're copying that number.
Couple in
around.
the front, couple in the
And
back.
if you're sending a lot, send $1
Mhm.
when it shows up.
Exactly.
Send
Oh,
the
yeah.
send the
Right.
$10,000.
Just make sure it went through.
Yep.
That's just good practice.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to receive. It gives me a nice little QR code of this, which is my address. Oh, yeah. You can send me however much you want. So
You exposed your seed though, so he's sending it to.
that's
whoever
true.
gets
It's a
it.
public. Now it's a semi-public, and it's on. Oh, anybody watching the video, you can send this. You can send money right here, and I'll keep it. Oh, you know my seed. Anyway. But yeah, that can happen. That's
There's a kid on game day that held up his address, collected
Yeah.
about
Oh, yeah.
Or like
$30,000.
need funds for college.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine.
That's worth a lot now.
Oh, that's right. That was $30,000 3 years ago.
Or
It's worth
didn't the guy who
300,000.
the guy who lifted up buy bitcoins in the Senate or
Yeah.
meeting or whatever. The
Oh, yeah.
congressional meeting.
This year.
They figured out what his address was, and someone sent him like a bunch of Bitcoin. now it's worth much more actually. 'Cause that was a month ago. So that's kind of. I mean, any questions about this? That's kind of a brief overview of a software wallet. There's other functions and things, but now obviously if you have a different coin, you're working on a different coin, like I don't know, Zcash or Monero or Vertcoin or Ethereum. There's going to be different wallets. They're going to look a little bit different, but for the most part, they're usually going to have the same kind of address, give or take. Private key methodology, saving the file, it probably can be encrypted with a password. Probably have a QR code, show up here, and you're just probably going to be some sort of a network fee to send transactions. It's probably going to be pretty similar for the most part. So back up your seed on paper, or back up your private key on paper, and the software does a pretty good job of walking you through that. And again, it's best to do this on live boot Linux. USB or something, just as an extra security measure, just so that there's no Trojans. Just make sure it's not a hacked ISO image that you're booting off of. But Tails on the website has a checksum that you can check, and there's instructions for doing it. And once you have a good USB, then you just keep it, and you can just keep using it, right? You boot up and do it next month, boot up and do it next month. So it's kind of nice. It's not, you just kind of go through the little hardship once, and then you have this nice little secure OS. And then also, once you have a cold wallet, you can just keep that in a drawer, and you right on the public address too. You can just keep sending money to it, sending money to it, sending money to it.
I don't think you really described what cold
Oh,
was.
yeah, I guess I
yet.
didn't. So let's go back to that. present? No. F11. There we go. Oh no! Wait a minute. I have it working pretty well. There we go. All right, cool. So yeah, cold wallet is just typically known as a piece of paper that you have your private key and public address written on that you generated secretly. Maybe you also have your seed written on there. I guess you don't have to write the private key per se. You could write the seed, but sometimes you'll have the whole password encrypting your wallet thing, and then I guess some wallets might even encrypt your seed with a password. Is that a thing? Has that ever happened? Where they'll
I'm not sure.
encrypted seed. I guess it's possible. So if you're writing down a seed, make sure you're also writing down the password in the wallet you created the seed in, because I guess sometimes someone, and maybe in the future even, could create a wallet software where the seed is encrypted with a password.
Pretty sure that exists.
Probably exists, and probably, someone's probably gotten burned by it already. But if you have the private key, it's by definition it's unencrypted, and you can spend from it. So if you're on the private key, you're good.
So to create a cold wallet, go through that on Bitcoin. How would you do it?
Well, you just boot up the Electrum software.
Okay.
Then in the beginning, when it asks you to write down the seed words or private key, you write them on a piece of paper.
Okay. What about Bitcoin, the website, Bitcoin Paper Wallet?
Oh, as far as printing one
It's
out?
pretty easy.
Yeah, I guess we can go through that as well.
But a bitaddress.org,
Yeah, okay,
that's the one.
sure.
Yeah,
That's just a nice looking one.
Yeah.
but I think
And it
My
shows you
paper
how-
wallets aren't nice looking. If you wanted to make a nice looking, and I guess maybe less, would this not compromise the security of your?
Can you
you
run it
can
offline?
download the
This
whole
is
website.
JavaScript, so
You
you
can-
Oh, right,
you
right,
can
right, yeah.
download it and
True,
run it
true,
on a
true,
computer
true,
offline.
true.
But just go
So-
through it.
Yeah, so what you could do
Keep moving.
is you could.
You gotta move the mouse.
Oh,
to
right,
create
right,
that.
right. Yeah, so it's generating my seed. That's right.
It's-
So
the
I'll
mouse
move and
movements.
talk.
Awesome.
That's
The
how
mouse
it's
movements
random.
are
Because there's no
created,
randomness in
right.
the computer usually, right?
No, the funny thing is, like, even
Oh.
this isn't necessarily random, right? Like, we can see, like, there's a pattern to your randomness.
Yeah.
So, like, humans aren't
So there
like,
you go.
completely random either.
You can
True.
you can print that out, and that's your cold
And
wallet.
Victor's
Yeah.
got it already.
So that's a nice looking one. So what you'd want to do, yeah, you already stole my coins. What you'd want to do is not be connected to the internet when you're doing this whole thing, right? You first open the page, then you turn off your Wi-Fi and all that, make sure it's off, unplug your Ethernet, and or if you're using Tails, you could kind of even turn on a setting that says like make sure internet's off, and it's like built into the OS.
You
so
just
kind of,
open
like,
the browser
do that.
debugger and verify there is no network traffic.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What can
You
you
would
do?
open the browser debugger
Oh yeah, that's true too.
and verify that there is no traffic.
So how
There
would
could
you
be
do
a
that?
virus.
That's only for the
Screen
browser.
cap.
You could have you could have a hacked version of Chrome that says there's no traffic.
Just disconnect from the internet.
Yeah.
and print it
anyway,
out.
just
Air
imagine
gap.
I'm disconnected from the
Yeah,
internet.
air gap
It-
it and print it out.
Yeah, and if you're disconnected from the internet, the page will still work because it's all here already. You don't. There's, once you load the page, it's designed so that there's no other talking to the server. It's just like boom, you get
This
like a
is-
JavaScript app.
This has been used for 6-7 years. We've never had an issue with it.
Yeah.
I would just add for Ethereum, you could use my Ether wallet.
Yep.
If you go to myetherwallet.com, you can download that.